Hello people, my name is Rage and welcome one and all back to the Hijinks, the best tournament of hijinks on the entirety of the internet. I can make that claim with a certainty, because no one else is doing it, so by default I just win, so I don't really need to try at this point. In fact, why even bother commentating the rest of this? This is just going to be silence from now on. For realsies though, it is time for my round, because of course I can't resist entering my own tournament. So today's Hijinks is not going to be a deck-based one, but an in-game rule-based one. Effectively, you cannot win the game, both me and my opponent, unless the attack or damage, etc., that wins you the game exactly puts your opponent to 0 health. So if they're on 3 and you hit them for 5 and they go to -2, you've just forfeited the game, son. So that is what we're working with here. So it's going to be quite interesting, because there's a lot of subtle tactics you can do. Your opponent has a 4 health creature on board, and you have 4 health, deliberately injure yourself for a few with a spell, and now he suddenly can't kill you. So I think that's pretty neat. My opponent then is disastrous. I know what you're thinking. That's really offensive, but no, he's quite literally disastrous. Alright, so Paladin's a pretty good choice, because you got your 1/1s. Which means you can always poke for 1 damage. And the thing is, you need to build your deck here with the ability to always poke for 1 damage. Because otherwise, you're going to get into a situation where if your opponent goes to 1 health, you physically cannot win the game. So Druid, again, another good choice. Rogue, another good choice. This is actually worrying. We are going to have ourselves quite the veritable army of 1/1s to deal with, but fortunately, I am a druid, and as a druid, I can swippity swipe my way to glorious victory and glorious evocation. Fatigue, I've not actually thought about fatigue. Would fatigue count? I guess if the fatigue is exact, then you win. If not, then you lose. So you're also on a timer that way to finish your opponent off. I think what I'll do here, because he's not done his hero power and summoned a load of 1/1s, I'm just going to use this as an early Emperor, because his board can't actually deal with Emperor. And I've got to think critically about every bit of face damage I do here, because I don't want to get caught out without the ability to finish my opponent off. Granted, as a druid, I have a 1 damage, I have a 2 damage, and I have a 3 damage in the form of Shade of Naxxramas. So I should be able to do it no matter what the health is like. So I can technically attack with some reckless Abaddon here, but a bit of strangle from behind noise that. Oh, wow. The second best 2-drop to get out of the shredder. That is just, well, that sucks. That really, really sucks. Fortunately, Swipe is, oh wow, Swipe is absolutely excellent here. Zombie Chow, a very good choice, because obviously you get to heal your opponent, which means you can sort of reset them to a bit higher health for that exact kill. But I'm doing pretty well. If there wasn't for the fact of the exact kill requirement, I'd be like, easy game, easy life, we done it, we can go home boys, we're finished now. But as it stands, I don't know. I feel like this is going to be very nervous until you get to sub 10 health, and then you're going to be like, ooh. So we're going to draw ourselves 2 cards, get rid of that 1/1. Savage Roar is lovely, and Wild Growth a little bit late, probably going to just use it to cycle later on. Alright, so that's 7 damage. That would take it up to 13, that would put him to 13, then that's another 7 there, that puts him to 6, so I could Druid of the Claw and then 2 hero powers him. I never really had to think like this in a Hearthstone game. It's just play all your crap and kill them. Whereas now it's play all your crap and very carefully calculate gentle pokes until they fall over, but only just. We're not brutally murdering someone, we're delicately murdering someone, which, you know, there's a big difference in that. Now, you may say there's not a big difference, because in either way you're killing them. And while that is true, you gotta think about the newspaper headline. I'm gonna much prefer if you brutally do it, because then that's just more intense for people to read about. You gotta have the journalistic eye. Alright, let's just Dr. Boom. The thing about Dr. Boom is he's actually quite bad in this, because you can't control what the boom bots are gonna do, and they might just overkill really easily. So I'm happy to play him early when that's not really going to be a problem. Come on, so that's 9 and then 14, which leaves him with 6. The big game hunter there, that is a little bit annoying. I'm tempted to Savage Roar. I really am. Tempted to play that in attack form. Wow, that was Yu-Gi-Oh! Throwback right there. Tempted to play that in attack form for 6. Alright, let's work this out. So that would be 6, that would be 7, that's 13, that would be 16, that would be 19, and my face would be 21. Right? I'm not doing this wrong. I'm not doing this wrong. I mean, we'll see. I don't have to commit to killing him. Alright, and then 3, and then 3, and then 2. Yay! Exactly full! There we go! I did it! I can't believe that actually worked out so well. I'm really happy about that, but that's my druid gone. And that's a problem. That is definitely a problem. So next up, I'm going to do my Malygos Shaman, because while my Totem Shaman would be a lot better for this, I'm a big believer in fun, and I think that's what it needs to be against a Jin! Now, that might be a problem, actually. That might be a big problem. Well, we'll see. We'll see. I'm going to keep Feral Spirit just in case it's something aggressive here, because there's a good chance it might be. So let's say double Lightning Bolt, that's 16. I think I'm going to have to get Lucky Crackles in order to make this work, actually. Because I don't really have a specific way to do non-overkill damage, because this deck is just built to absolutely annihilate your opponent, and I can't really do that. Healing Wave is obviously going to be glorious. Taunt is really nice to get there. I might Feral Spirit it, just because I can Lava Shock the turn after, but it's not that necessary. I kind of want to draw Ancestral Spirit. Blood Mage Thalnos. That's a little bit worrying. You know, we'll just throw this out, just so I have something to kill Thalmos next turn, because I kind of need to. I don't want to leave him with spell power. That's very scary, you know, it's very, very terrifying. I don't know who thought that this was fashionable. I mean, who dies and goes into wearing pink tattered robes? And I mean, what's he done to his chest? Is that armor or his bones melting? I've never really considered Blood Mage Thalnos before. I've sort of just accepted him as the card that he is, but that's okay. That's alright. I'm not going to judge. I'm not going to judge. Let's start poking away then. I mean, it would be quite funny if these Feral Spirits just killed with 15 hits of 2, and I never even had to do any Malygos shenanigans. That would be awesome. But somehow, I don't think he's going to let that happen. Mad Scientist sucks. Alright. Earth Shock. Heart of the cards. Well, we still have a chance. Earth Shock. Heart of the cards. Still have a chat? No, alright, that's fine. That's, you know, it's whatever. It's whatever. I guess we'll use a Lightning Storm here. I think he's going to be playing Freeze from the looks of it. I mean, it could be Freeze. I feel like it mostly is. There's Ice Barrier. It doesn't actually change anything because it still leaves him on an even number of health. And I think this is where it's at. This Crackle is going to be a big factor. I need it to do an even amount of damage to even have a chance at this. I really do. I mean, I gotta believe. I gotta believe in myself. Alright, there's another secret. Shh, guys, shh. It's super secret. It's so super secret. Shh. Alright, we good. We good. And Fireball. I don't know why everything's being put to 2. There's no real AoE that needs 2. I mean, it's 1 and then 3 is the next jump. The second Ice Barrier, that really sucks. That really, really sucks. Alright, let's Hero Power once again. Hey, that's surprisingly really useful. I mean, it might not be, because we might get Flame Strike next turn, but I'm happy with that. And we got Elemental Destruction as well as Lava Shock, so that's wondrous. 19 cards left. He's actually drawn way ahead of us, which is surprising, because he's not done that much draw power. But then again, neither of High. Neither of High! I don't know who the Neither of High is, but the Neither of High. Healing Wave. Why is this not my golden Healing Wave? Did I just get mad at it and downgrade it from Gilded? Like just peeling with a chisel, ripping off the gold plates from the card? Apparently I did that, but that's okay. I'm alright with that. Because, you know, most of the time, hit not healing for 14? What a bastard. Just what a bastard. I'm kind of tempted to play Malygos for normal at this stage. And also I'm tempted to just start using my spells against his face, because I've got 9 cards in my hand, so I guess I will delay for at least one more turn. Getting the 1 damage totem is actually kind of a problem. Though actually having the 1 poke means that no matter what Crackle does, I'll be able to put it back onto what I need it to be. But that Flame Strike was very much expected there. And the second healing wave. Well, that sucks. I don't really have a choice here. I guess I'm just going to waste this Lightning Storm for no reason, just because I need to get rid of a card. And yeah, definitely a Freezy combo mage here, which worries me, but at the same time it doesn't, because he's going to be in the same bad situation that I'm in, because it's hard to kill exactly when you're just working with burn. You need the minion pokage in order to make that happen. Alright, come on. Come on. Play those cards. You got 10 of them. You physically have to play one. And literally, and mentally, and otherlies, like Lily. I mean, that's a name, so I don't think it counts as a describing word, unless you want it to be. I mean, if your name's Lily and you want to be in the dictionary, you go for it. You don't let your dreams be dreams. That is so perfectly amazing right now to draw Thorison. Now, I know I'm immediately giving it to a Doomsayer, but that's okay. Actually, I'm in no rush. I'm just going to Hex it. I'm just going to Hex it for preparation. And the reason I'm Hexing it is because it's the least offensive card to get out my hand, because I'm not going to need a Hex in this game. I'm really not. I mean, he might play Antonidas, but at that point I'm dead anyway. So, yeah, I'd rather wait for an extra draw, wait for 10 mana, and then really Emperor the crap out of my hand. And then basically hope for Crackle RNG for exact lethal. Gotta hope and I gotta pray. But I could only do one of those things. Did he play a card and then get cold feet and then put it back in his hand? Oh no, he's going for it. I don't even know how he's holding those cards. There is literally molten magma on the back of them. I mean, that is dedication. Like, his fingers are just melting to stumps while trying to put these down on the boards. Now, that is a commitment to winning. The heal bot coming out here, that 2 healing. I mean, I don't know about you guys, but that is just massive healing. We'll Farsight, see what we get, and we get our second Hex. Yeah, we'll do that just in case this is a mirror entity. And it's not a mirror entity. Interesting. Very, very interesting. Now, I'm not going to delusion myself and think this is going to survive for more than one turn, because it's just not. So I can do 8, and then this is a 7. So, I don't know. I don't know. I mean, I could go for it next turn, do a Crackle, do a Lava, do a Lightning Bolt, and just see what happens. But I feel like that would go so horrifically wrong. Because this would be 9 to 12. Oh, he's going to trade. He doesn't want to give me a second Emperor. He's also going to use it to draw again, which makes sense. He wants his deck in his hands. But I'm scared. I'm scared. Now, I can actually Healing Wave my opponent if I overdo it. So I do got that going for me. Let's throw out that Mana Tide then. And do I want to do anything else? 4... and then another one. And the thing is, I'm going to have to deal with an ice block. I just realized. I'm also going to get rid of this Hex, because I don't need to attack him, so the taunts really don't matter. I need to prepare myself for double drawing. Ancestor's Call! Finally! There you are! This is where it gets weird. This is where the fate is being determined by none other than fate itself. I think if fate was a person, they would be obnoxiously annoying at all times, because they'd be the king of told you so. They really would. Like, that would be fate's motive. Not motive. Motto? Motto! That's the one. Mohawk? No, I already got it. It's motto. Motto, that's the one. He'd be wearing a t-shirt, and it would be like in jagged lightning writing. Just, told you so! And every time he said it, like, rock music would play in the background. Actually, no. The music that would play in the background would be whichever music you most hate, to the tune of him telling you that he told you so. And you'd have to deal with that for the rest of your life. Alright, let's bring out Malagos then. And see what we can do here. Awkward Doomsayer. I'll admit, it's an awkward Doomsayer, though it won't matter too much. Alright, well, Crackle. Here we go. There's the Crackle. That's lovely. That's lovely. Do another 8 damage there. Then, do I want to do a 9 to 10 to all minions? I feel like I don't. We'll do another 7. And actually, he's got 8 cards left in his deck. Oh, that's so frustrating. Actually, if I get a spell power totem, that kind of works out, doesn't it? Though I've actually got another plan. I genuinely have another plan. I'm going to put him to 1 health, and then I'm just going to let him die to fatigue. Like, straight up, I'm not going to do anything else. I'm going to let him die to fatigue. I feel like that's the most effective way I can now win this game. I'm just going to leave him on 1 and just let time roll on. I think I got this. I think I actually go... crap. Actually, no, I think I still got this. I can double elemental destruction. He's only going to have a few fireballs. I mean, really, what's a few fireballs? Nothing. That's what. And he's got to exactly work this out. So I'm going to be on 20. Fireball to 16. So 3, 18, and then he's got to ping me twice. I think he will run out of cards. Like, genuinely, I think he'll run out of cards. Though I kind of have to kill Antonidas here, which is a problem. But once Antonidas is dead, he's pretty much done. Let's Azure Drake just to draw once more. And Lava Burst. That sucks! Do I risk that being Ice Block and hit him in the face? Do I risk that? I feel like I don't. So I'm going to Elemental Destruction. There we go. And I'm going to Elemental Destruction. There we go. I am so overloaded. I am just so overloaded. I literally 10 overload. I have never had that in my history of Hearthstone. Not once. 10 overload. That actually might give him the opportunity to win, because I can't Healing Wave next turn. I can't do anything next turn. There's the freeze. Doesn't really do anything for me. I'm actually at his mercy here. It depends if he can exactly kill me or not. Because, I mean, I've got a full 10 overload. He's got 8 damage. Fireball is 6. Oh, then the ping and then the 8. I'm dead. Damn! Oh, I shouldn't have double overloaded. I should have just healed up balls. To be fair, that is definitely my own fault for playing such a stupid deck in this rule set, but I wanted to have some fun. Alright, Grand Zoo is the way to go here, definitely, because this way I just get to dominate the board and just choose which minions get the killing blow, and in theory, it should be quite easy to get exact lethal. And against a priest, which could go either way. I'm either going to get stomped here, or I'm going to win really hard. It depends if I can get quality board control early on. So I'm going to actually keep Implosion. It's going to be very useful against a lot of the things he's going to be playing. And Voidwalker into Knife Juggler into Imp into Implosion is just delicious. Especially as I can coin out one of those earlier depending on what happens. And, I mean, we got to go for the Wrath Guard. This bad boy is wondrous and he is going out right now. See, he just needs to attack a few times and then he's going to have 2 health left actually. The Wrath Guard cannot physically win me this. That sucks. That really sucks. Yeah, you look at that. You look at that Wrath Guard. You see him staring at you with his flaming sword. Flaming swords are so cool. And you actually could make a flaming sword. Just coat your blade in oil, set it alight. Wouldn't last very long, but you could have a flaming sword. A plasma blade would be better, though I feel like that wouldn't be good for the blade. Actually, Priest can heal me, which is very useful for him. Not often do you get to say that a Priest healing his opponent is very useful for him, but that is the power of the Hijinks tournament, and you need to respect that power, or that power gon' fuck you up. Garrison Commander, do we have an Inspire Priest? Because if so, I'm a big fan of that. A really big fan of that. Mal'Ganis, and we have a Voidcaller hit. Damn. That sucks. That really, really sucks. So if this Voidcaller pulls Voidwalker, there's a lot of Void-based beings, I've noticed. They're a big fan of the Void, which is weird given that the Twisting Nether is their home, though I guess it could be described as a Void, but why would it not just be called the Twisting Void? I feel like they're just being very pedantic. So if he pulls Mal'Ganis, we basically do just win. It's just getting the exactness. At least he's not going to get his 1-2 off this. He's just going to heal it up generally and then bring him back to 20, which is good for him because it's going to off-put my damage. And then the next power word, shield. He really, really wants to keep that guy alive, and I can't really blame him. And let's just continue hammering away. So next turn, probably just going to be the Voidwalker and the Implosion in preparation for the Mal'Ganis. Mal'Ganis is going to give everyone +2/+2, so 6 for... Yeah, I can't really do it that well, so I'm going to have to think about this. Kez and Mystic in here, because I was getting wrecked by secrets when I first made this. 3 imps there. That's fine. We'll get rid of that. Fortunately, we're going to waste an imp, but I think we're allowed to waste an imp. And then 10 health. So this is where it goes down. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, I have a few combinations next turn that will give me exact lethal. I've just got to not accidentally kill him in my glee of victory. Which is a strong glee. A quality glee. Imagine if you could distill glee down into a liquid and then drink it, and then... Actually, that's just drugs, isn't it? It's just straight up drug. Well, I guess it wouldn't be harmful, so it would be enhanced. But God forbid humans ever invent completely harmless drugs. Like, 10 years at most, and society is just ruins, with people who aren't even aware of what's going on. Though I guess that's technically a downside if it makes you not aware of going on. So is it actually impossible to make drugs with no downside? I think that technically is true, though I guess it's what you consider a downside. I mean, we can technically say no negative health effects. We can quantify loss of productivity as an acceptable outcome. I never thought I'd say a sentence that, like, astute about futuristic, apocalyptic drugs. Alright, 14 health. Here we go. Mathematicians, please lend me your ear. 9 from there. No, 8 from there, including power overwhelming. That puts him to 6. 3, 4, 5, 6. Alright. We good. We good. 3, 1, and BM, real quick bit of BM, quick bit of BM, yep, there we go, quick bit of BM. And then the Voidwalker poke for exact final lethal in a wonderful 2-1 match to me, which means I get to advance in the tournament and destroy my next opponent. Thank you very much for watching. My name has been Rage. I'll see you next time. Like if you enjoyed it, and subscribe for more. Goodbye.